Well, thank you, Lenjo, for coming today. Hope you enjoyed the first talk. This next talk is going to be great. It's going to be myself speaking, but I also have two other great success stories that I'll be sharing with you to share with you a result that can happen. I tell a little bit about blogging and my success, and we'll get started. So the first two blogs that I had was I used Blogspot and WordPress. Anybody heard of those two before? Excellent. There's a few bloggers in the room. Excellent. So I started using Blogspot, and then I ended up using WordPress. And I understand both of them. I'm not an expert on them, but I'm definitely more about them every day. So the title talk has become how becoming a blogging success. And this talk I have given a couple of times. One to a corporate company, and another at an event I spoke to last year called Word 11. It was a 24-hour blogging event, and I was there 20 out of 24 hours. It was a long day, long evening, long morning, but it was definitely worth it. And I'm going to share with you my insights on that. My first blog, in 2009, I had given a talk to an organization in Burlington, and we had touched upon blogging. And at that time, I was researching it, I heard about it, and I wanted to do something with it. And so I started my blog, and I wrote one article. And the reason it's so special, this story to share with you, is what happened. I wrote this one article, and what I also did is I posted the article on two other blog sites that I knew the webmasters before. And ladies and gentlemen, guess what happened? Everybody, guess what happened?
You got hits.
I got hits, lots of them. Next, what do you think happened? I got a referral. Less than 24 hours later, an email was made. And a group that you heard of happened, that I spoke before that did the flyers, well, if someone was interested on that, because I posted it on their site, and I also posted it on bizlaunch.ca there. And I was convinced the power of the internet that day works, because I got a result. So I began to write. It was exciting. I began to write on networking and other topics. And my blog now, as of this evening, my apologies for internet. We had internet before, and now we kind of lost it. So you have to believe me here. Is nearing 10,000 views in less than 3 years. And that's a big victory. Minister Bizindavyi has got me beat there with his 13,000, but I'm going to cash it. And the reason about blogs is not just about your writing, but how you can leverage it. And that's what I want to share with a little bit what I did in my two guests as well. Because the bottom line is you want to get a result. And there's a few here that I've heard that have blogs. If you have blogs, is he still here? Two, you have blogs, and you have written a few of them and talked about them in their infomercial. And that's how I hear about them, in a little note on the card about the blog, which is fantastic. So I want to share with the rest of you a little bit the advantages of using a blog. There's three key points in a blog. There's the expertise to leverage network. Everyone in this room is at a different level of either in accountants and in the financial industry. So each of you have a different expertise that you could write about and share. And what I've realized with this blog is you can do that very quickly and efficiently. What I'd like you to do is more lean on using WordPress than Blogger. The reason is WordPress gives you a little more scalability, and you can actually emulate a website. With WordPress, it gives you more back-end analytical things to do with your blog. A lot of people start on Blogger, and I had mine. It's been for so long that I just continue to post there. But WordPress is something that's very simple. Using one tonight, register, and get started.
What do you mean by scalability?
Scalability is this, is that WordPress is not just a blog. You can create a website with WordPress. And a lot of people don't know that. You can create tabs. So you don't have to go out and pay for a website right now. You can use WordPress. That's what I did. WordPress is my website. It has my name and WordPress.com. And then later on, I branded myself last year, so I created another website. So I can tell people to go to my WordPress site. I have my blog. I had my testimonials. I had every other thing on there. I created 7 tabs, more than 7 little things. Too much. So that's what I mean by scalability, is that you can add different areas. So you can put a blog. You can put on consulting services that you may have. Somebody who's doing some consulting. You put some of the consultings you do on there. And do that. And it's very simple. It's it does take, I think, some patience, I would say, in the beginning. But you have resources here tonight that you can rely on to help you get started. Okay? So expertise, everyone has one. Leverage. This is the power that I really see at work for me. And Patrick actually as well, will share that with his, is you get to reach out. Right now, at this current day, I have my blog, I have a WordPress, and I have 5 other sites where I'm a guest blogger. For example, I blog on Happen. I blogged on Staples Business People. It has a Canada-wide blog. I'm currently going to be releasing a blog post on Canada1.com tomorrow. I'm excited about that. And so it's not just one area, and it's everything else, and the leverage you get because, for example, Canada1.com has 900,000 people hitting their site on a monthly basis. And there's been some great success stories with authors who said, because I had my posting on Canada1.com, I've done it. And the lady's name is Julie King. She's the publisher and editor. You can get in touch with her, and they can relate to you what the agreements are as far as that. They have a good bartering program they allow you to take advantage of.
How much time do you spend on blogging?
I blog once a week.
Every how many hours for writing articles? And
well, my articles are short. Mine are about 300 words. Patrick is about the same. Rania is longer, and we'll leave it at that.
So time-wise, it's how many?
Pardon?
3 hours a week, 5 hours a week.
Oh, how many to put it together?
Yeah.
I would say a good an hour and a half. Writing it, editing it, because there's editing software on WordPress that helps you out with that, to preview, catch the mistakes, to do some SEO, type the words in that you want flagged in your article. So I would say 2 hours. If you're starting, it probably take a little longer, but it's worth the time because your knowledge is worth something. And if you can, and I prove that you can leverage that, monetize it, and do something with it. So my encouragement is that your LinkedIn link is important, but a blog link could also be very important. And it's something that is, I guess, the hidden treasure of social networking is blogging. So I hope that answers your question.
So 3 hours for beginning.
3 hours to beginning, yes. Your network. The next part is you have a network to promote to. I promote my articles all over. Through my Facebook, my LinkedIn, and other sites that give me a broader reach. I have an email marketing campaign that I use. So we're going to get started. So your expertise, you have know-how, and you can leverage it. I can sit down with you in half an hour and find a catchphrase for you and get you started in a couple of days. And really take that knowledge, because what I find out there is many recruiters are looking, what are you doing differently? Someone was talking to me earlier about, he used to ask people, not what you do, but what do you like to do? Who was asking me that question? I guess it was Stephen. Someone asked me that question, what do you do besides your work? Because it's in the person. So I'd say, I'm a blogger, I enjoy going to the gym, I tell them what I do. So your know-how. And also a call to action. When you're writing, if you want to create interest, at the end of your article, say, if you want to learn more about this, email me. And this is what I did my blog the last couple of years, is not just writing it. When it's sometimes I post it that are in Canadian websites, I've had people call me. Like I wrote an article on 3 ways to use LinkedIn effectively. I posted it on a Sunday night on 6 sites. The next morning I had a phone call with someone who wanted to take advantage of a half-hour free consultation on LinkedIn. That powerful. Again, less than 24 hours. And then the gentleman gave me a great recommendation after I was done also. Because his resume and his LinkedIn were not merging, were not the same, so I told him to make some changes and he did. Okay? So it's very, very powerful. As I said, everyone has a story. And you can leverage that story on your blog. I started doing something really interesting see on my blog last year, I started a spotlight feature. The reason being is this, is that all these people in my network, LinkedIn and other areas, but other people didn't know who they were. So I started picking a few and writing about them. I didn't think anything was going to happen with it. I started doing 1, 2, and just in my free time, I picked them out. And I ended up doing 26 last year. It was a great feeling to do that. I'm going to 2012, and I already have five I have to do this month. And the only reason is I did a little bit of promotion in December online, and everybody started emailing me, I want to be in, I want to be in. And the dynamic thing about the spotlight is I create 2 dynamic questions, and you supply the answers. And I've had a lot of great people from authors and professionals participate. They leverage the spotlight for themselves on their website, their newsletters, and it brought significant traffic to them. Jeanette Burke is a big friend of mine. She's a queen of network here in Toronto. She does put the article on newsletter, and she got significant hits on her site because it gives them a perspective that they may not know about her. And I ask really cool questions that people kind of get surprised by because they don't get asked that question. I do my research. I find what's something to be interested in. I'm doing one now about a great lady. She's in the real estate industry, but she was successful in the United States, and she went through some interesting transitions and getting to what she's doing right now. And she's a great story to share. She's a confident lady. She's on a mission, and she has a great story to share. And I'm empowered to tell her that you're sharing with me, but you're going to share with the rest of the network. And she has it. She's getting some great feedback. So a spotlight feature. Events. Your blog is also important in sharing your journey. You're going to hear from Patrick. He's done this really, really well in sharing when you're. And I write about events that I go to, things that happen to me, and I have people responding on that. And I end up writing 3 articles for the Toronto Public Library, which I end up blogging about them, but monetizing it and speaking about them for many years. And I only have these 3 articles, I didn't have these 15. And that's how my books got started, and all the credibility that I go was just from my story in 3 articles. So you can monetize it, and I've proven it. And now it shows that you can do it too, if you choose to, because it could open a lot of doors for you. That's why blogging is that really hidden treasure online. So the leverage.
Jim?
Yes?
You talk about your journey, your things that are more personal.
Yeah.
Well, how is that different than, quite frankly, what I believe is the nonsense you see on Facebook?
That's a good question.
Sorry for my bias.
No, there's no bias, but I think everyone has, the reason is that everyone has a story. And Facebook's a little different. Facebook has a whole other discussion. This is a more specific activity that you can do that can work for you. And have a more larger penetration. I promote on my Facebook, but it's not besides where I do it. You have a longer reach. You can connect with people on your groups, on your LinkedIn. You can post this and create significant traction for yourself. It does. I've seen it happen. And that's why I brought 2 success stories to prove it to you. So it's a very bad question. You can use Facebook, but again, it's a whole different entity on how to work it. But everyone has a story. That's why I want to spend some time talking about it, because you can leverage your story with others. Yes?
Your question, Jim. As accountants, we're pretty practical people.
Yes.
And we need things in concrete terms to understand.
Yes.
So why do I want to learn about Larry's journey?
I think there's because you don't want to avoid some of these pitfalls. And sharing your journey, you learn what didn't work for him, and so you can avoid them. That's why mentors taught me, and you can do it with the power of words. That's why. That's what I learned from Patrick's blog and Rhonda's blog. I learned because I want to avoid things.
Can I add something?
Go ahead.
Like blogging, you don't. Sorry. In blogging, you don't have to share your story necessarily. It could be how to do your taxes easily, because you're an expert in that matter, and you share your knowledge about taxes, and you don't know who's going to read it, and then they come to you as you become an expert. And if you want to start your own business, if you want just to, my experience has been writing about something you're excited about. It could be your journey, it could be what you learn in your profession, and that could be something that catch people coming to you, because what has been my experience in terms of advertising, people go out there to look for customers if you are in business. But blogging is a way of getting those customers coming to you, because you have something they need. And I was watching a video on YouTube yesterday. somebody who wanted to promote his book, and he went to 26 different publishers. All of them said no to him, and he started a blog. Now his book has been on the bestseller list for 5 years because he started building a community of people following him on the blog. So it doesn't have to be your story. It could be something different, could be something you are an expert with, and like for me, just half an hour a week, just sharing my story.
Are you saying it's a lead generating tool? Is that what you're really saying?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is. It's a big, yeah.
And therefore, the quality of getting those leads in a good quality, you may have to do more work. And
yeah, and the thing is, as you go, you build a community, followers, people who are looking forward to what you write, and you have no idea how far your blog can go.
I was getting there.
Yeah, I'm gonna share that when I,
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I thank you for that, and I appreciate that. Because we're just getting to that point right now. As Susie was bringing up, my next slide was about. It's not about your story. So this is perfect. This leads into really other people's stories, and I'm just going to share Jay Rosales, and then we're going to get into we're going to Patrick, and then we'll get into Rania, or we'll figure out who wants to go first. Jay Rosales was someone a couple of years ago that I met. He was in career transition, and his dad actually referred me to speak to him. So I got on the phone with Jay. We spoke a couple of times, and I told him, get a business card done and start a blog. So he did. He actually came to I did an event. He came and he did the audit for my event, but he actually shared to me his success that he had with the blog. This is what he did. He talked about his journey and his frustrations in looking for work. His blog is still up. It's still up there. JayRosales.blogspot.com. And what he did is he used Tim Hortons actually. He got 5 cards from Tim Hortons, and he went to an event, a job fair, and the 5 people that he connected well the most, he gave them the Tim Hortons card. So low investment, $5 each, and I was impressed with that, but I didn't really figure what was going to happen after that. And guess what happened? What do you think happened after that? Because he did that. $20 investment. Pardon?
Got an invitation for coffee meeting.
He got interviews. At least, I think 4 of the 5 got interviews. Because he gave value away. He separated himself from amongst 1,000 people that were there. He stood out. He got a couple of interviews, and then shortly thereafter, he actually got a job. And I was like, exactly. He leveraged that, and he did it. He thought outside the box. That's what I like to think, thinking outside the box. And I really was impressed by that. And he had a great card in his blog. He wrote 5 blogs, and he did continue after that. But it served his purpose. So that's why I appreciate what you said, Patrick. So next, I'd like to give some examples. And Patrick's talking about his, but I want to introduce Rania here. Rania and I met a couple years ago. She came to one of my talks, and we then got reacquainted in November, where I did a talk with Patrick and another lady named Diana Jarlee. And I wanted to share her story about her blog and what happened with her. There you go.
Hi. I guess what happened with me is that I had the intention to do a blog, but I kept putting it off, and I kept saying, okay, I'm going to ask somebody to help me do this. I don't know how. So maybe in a way I kind of put obstacles for myself, and I was waiting for the right moment for it to happen and actually make it happen. And it didn't happen. I was at one of the events with Jim, and I thank him for that. I feel like I do owe him for that. And I met someone else through constant contact. His name's Paul. And we were just chatting, just getting to know each other. You know, like, oh, who are you? What are you doing? What do you want to do? Just like how we met today, and everyone is talking to each other. And then he said, well, what are you thinking of doing? I'm like, I really want to start my blog. And he goes, oh, why don't you? I said, I don't know. I guess I don't know how to. Well, it's simple. Either talk to someone that knows how, or just, you're a techie girl, right? You know what to do. I'm like, yeah, I am very good with computers. Just go online and you'll figure it out. I'm like, okay, I think I'll do that. And then I said to him also, you know what else I want to do? I want to be a speaker. I want to be a motivational and inspirational speaker. I don't know how, I don't know when, I he said, well, if you were to be a speaker, what would the topic be? And then I told him I want to talk about inspiration. And he made me list some points right there. And put me on the spot. And he said, tell me, what do you want to talk about? What would the content be? And I started thinking, and I'm like, I can really do this. But I couldn't. And then he said, about your blog, think about it, you could really make it happen. Literally 2 weeks after I had been at that networking event, I started my blog. I started my blog on December 10th, 2011, and I remember it very clearly. I was having dinner with a friend the night before. We were having sushi, and then I said to him, I really want to do a blog. He goes, yeah, I have a WordPress account. And I said, well, what do I do? Simply, just go plug in your username, password, and you start an account, just like that. Really? That simple? Yeah, that's simple. So, I went home the next day. I went on the website and said, let me figure this out now. That's it. I'm done. I'm just going to make it happen now. And I went and I started my blog. And I had material. I knew what I wanted to talk about, which is, again, motivational and inspirational, because that's where my passion is at, which is exactly goes back to Patrick's point. It's not about always telling a story or ranting or raving, because some people have this idea what a blog is. People are just ranting and raving about what they don't like. But it depends on who you are and what the point you want to come across. What is it that you want to send out? And for me, I feel like I have a message to the world, as big as that sounds, but I feel like I can make a difference through some of the things that I write. I'm not the only person on the face of the planet that does it, but that doesn't mean that what I have to say isn't just as important. Doesn't mean that I have a point of view that I can actually people would want to listen to and maybe influence them, affect them in a positive way, that is. So I started writing, and I got so much encouragement from people. Jim, thank you so much. I mean, you have been wonderful with me through this journey, and I'm starting my journey. This is my journey. I have been blogging now for about a month and a half, and last time I checked, I had 633 hits. That is awesome. I don't care, the 10,000 and the 13, great, I'd love to get there, but I'm not going to compare myself to the ones that are out there and have been out there for years. I've only been out there for a little less than 2 months, and this is that much, I guess, popularity I've become, and I like it. I'm sorry to tell you, I do like it. And I'm not stopping, I have a purpose, and I'm going to change along with it, I started with something in mind, and my mind is going crazy. Okay, what can I do now to pretty this website up? Exactly what Jim was saying. It's a website. You can go crazy with it, And you don't have to know much about website building or designing, It will guide you through. And you have to be dedicated. I feel I'm dedicated, I told Jim that my goal is to write 2 blogs a week. One on Monday and one on Friday. And to send out a quotation of the week, in the middle of the week, to kind of to give inspiration to people to go on. And so far I've been doing it. Maybe last week I didn't, because of, I'm having a change in my life for my career, and then some really good things are happening for me. And maybe I am a little bit overwhelmed with what's happening. But I'm still dedicated enough to do it that last night, I made sure that I send out my blog at like 2 o'clock in the morning, because I wanted to make it happen, because I told myself I was going to make it happen. I don't care how I get it done, I'm going to get it done. So I feel very good about my blog, and I don't know where it's going to take me. I do have an ambition that I do want to write my own book. Again, it's not coming out of nowhere just because I feel like I'm starting to write some words and, I'm good. No, the point is, I wanted to always write a book, but I never had the guts. I never thought I could do it. But when I talk to other people and I hear their stories, and when I network with more people and I say, you know what, there's nothing to stop me. The only thing I have to do is actually take action. It's great to go to networking events and to listen to people and to talk to people, but what are you going to do about it when you go home? Are you going to actually open up that computer and say, you know what, I've been wanting to do this. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to get it done. I don't care how. And if I don't know how, I'm going to call somebody and ask them to guide me through. But you have to have the intent, the want to actually want to make it happen. And I did. you know, and like I said, I want to write my own book. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I know it will happen. And when the day comes, please do read my book. Thank you very much for
Tell me the name of your website.
Sorry?
Your name of your website.
Yes, actually, I should advertise my website. Stronger. Okay, right now, I have it as www.livingoutmypurpose.wordpress.com. There's that WordPress in it right now because it's free. But once I'm ready to go full force, I'm going to buy my domain name and there won't be that WordPress in it anymore. So it's livingoutmypurpose.wordpress.com. So feel free to read it and log on and follow me. And if you want to make comments, please do. I appreciate it. Thank you.